Hey Aries, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose. These are general readings. Take what works and leave what doesn't. Over here on YouTube, we're doing the love reading. So I flipped them from last time. So we're doing the love readings over here on YouTube. And then if you want, there's a reading over on Vimeo for you, a more general reading. This last Aries reading that is over on Vimeo for you is about a situation, a connection that originally was very beautiful and wonderful, and it's gotten a little parched and dry, and you're in need of renewal. So that's what we're discussing over there. If that sounds familiar to you, please join me over on Vimeo. The link is in the description box. And let's see, I already shuffled all these very thoroughly, but apparently I wanted to do it again. So Aries, we're talking about relationships over here. Okay. We're talking about the bird's eye view of the relationship, their position, if you have someone in mind, your position, possible action, possible results of that action, and how you might grow from this. So we're going to do this spread here, and then I'm going to get clarification from some other oracle decks. So these are all going to be oracle decks here. So bird's eye view, there's some sort of inflexibility here. There's potential, but the inflexibility is putting a freeze on the potential. Somebody here is not able to go with the flow, is not being very flexible. They might be strong. That can often happen. The need to be strong, the need to show strength, but strength and flexibility need to be developed hand in hand, or otherwise we end up with one or the other being a little out of balance here. So we might have someone being very strong, or some sort of situation that's very strong but very inflexible. We're not seeing other options. We're not seeing ways to bend. Someone here is not bending, is a little too rigid in their ideas of what needs to happen. Their position, fork in the road. They're not deciding anything. They're not making any choices, any decisions. They do not want to make a decision. They may not even see that there is a decision to be made. This is basically the Lover's card in reverse. So there's like, they either don't see the fork in the road, or they do see that we're at a fork in the road. Decisions need to be made, and they are like, I don't want to make any decisions at all. I'm not interested in making decisions. Of course, that is a decision in and of itself, which often allows other people more power in a situation, because then they're the ones that are deciding. They're the ones that make the decision. So they don't want to decide anything, and they may not even realize that this is the moment where we're deciding something. They may not want to decide. They may have their head in the sand as far as like what needs to happen here. So. Or they may not see that there are options. That's the other thing. Yes, thinking about this as lovers in reverse, they may not see that there are options, or see that there are choices that can be made and decisions that can be made here. They may not be able to see the other possibilities, which is where we would get this inflexibility. Not that they're like inflexible, but they're just not seeing ways that something can bend and move and be different possibly than how they viewed it in the past, or how they grew up with it, or whatever. There may be just some, they don't see a decision needing to be made, therefore they're not making one, which can, I guess, look like inflexibility of just like, well, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to make a decision or a choice. Not seeing the choice looks awful lot like choosing to not choose. Your position, all that glitters is not gold. The shine has come off of something. It looks very valuable, but it might not, but you might be seeing that it's not, this isn't perfect. You're seeing some sort of, all right, this is all great. This is all fun. This is all glittery and lovely. But underneath that, I'm not seeing the value here. You're not seeing value where maybe you once did, or something's lost value to you. It may be exciting and beautiful and all of that, but it's not as important to you. Or you're seeing behind some sort of mask, or behind the veneer of like, something looks really good on the surface, but your actual lived experience of something may be very different than what it looks like on the surface. It's kind of a little harsh reading so far. Okay, possible action. Whoa, we have soulmates, which is really interesting because you also got the Two of Cups soulmate card over in the Vimeo general reading, tarot reading over there. So soulmates, there's connection available here, reconnection. Kind of looks like both parties, though, are a little bit beleaguered by the situation and a little bit like, you know, you're not seeing it for the value that it really does have. They're not seeing that they need to make moves or do something differently or make a decision or make a choice. They're not seeing that, or that they have choices and decisions. And you might be in a rut. That might also be this inflexibility card. You might be in a little bit of a rut. So the possible action is connect. This is so cute. These little penguins here, this connection is so adorable. Someone has the keys, someone has the heart, and we all know how romantic penguins are with their little songs and the way they find their soulmate. Oh my gosh, so that whole slate of penguin movies that came out a while ago, so adorable and cute. So there's really strong connection here. It needs some attention. It needs some songs, possibly. It is a blessed connection. We do have a blessed connection here. There's a sense of something divine here too, there's possible that this is a very blessed connection. But I don't think we're going to know unless we reach out and really show some deep affection and care for the other person. Maybe something doesn't seem like it has the value it once had, but whatever value it does have needs to be communicated and needs to be shared. There needs to be, you know, a show of affection here. Possible results of that action. Message in a bottle. Man, this actually really does look a lot like the reading over on Vimeo. Message in a bottle. This is memories, pulling up good memories. Maybe that's how you reconnect. The results of that action, the results of this like show of affection and love can be like all these memories that were created and were made. Message in a bottle. It's about the past, having traveled a long ways to get here, having a message that was embedded way back at the beginning. This is so funny because this starfish card was really prominent. You got the ace of emotions over there, and the starfish kept calling to me. I didn't call it out because I don't know, I just didn't. But I noticed it in a couple cards. So, and then it shows up on this card too. Different artists, I think. But this message in a bottle. There's something about a starfish, and in the Ace of Cups card, the starfish was at the heart of the matter. The starfish was in the center, was in the heart chakra here. And this bottle has all these hearts in it. It has all these, were there love letters? Maybe you need to write some love letters for posterity so that, you know, in the future you have this like mementos and these beautiful things to look back on. Maybe there were love letters written, Valentine's given, and there's like a storehouse of them. There's memories. So the results of that action, if you like, it's going to be unforgettable, and it'll pass through the results of sharing your love and affection for this person that you're connected to. It's never going to be forgotten. It'll travel through time. It'll be a very memorable communication. That's what you're supposed to do, a memorable communication. And it could be something as sweet and cheesy as love letters, a phone call, but it's something for this other person to hold on to remember you by. You're creating memories. That's what you're doing. You're creating a beautiful memory here. And whether this lasts forever or not, it'll at least get you out of the rut. And the other person just isn't, they're not seeing that maybe you're at a bit of a crisis point with the situation. But your job is to reach out. And maybe it's reach out saying, I have needs. I want that need to be fulfilled here too, right? Because in this situation, we have one person that has a need and one person that has the ability to meet that need. And communication needs to happen for that. I mean, we want freedom in our relationships and all of that, but something's just not holding up as promised to you, and the other person may not even realize that you're having that experience. That's what I'm starting to see here. That's the message emerging here, is that they don't know what you need. They don't even see that they need to do anything. It's a rut and they're fine with it, but you need something different because this isn't working for you. But you need to reach out, and maybe you're not the one that needs to give the love letter. Maybe you're the one though that says, hey, I need something. I'm depleted. I need you to insert more quarters into this relationship so it can keep going. Although that sounds like a peep show. Maybe that is. Maybe it's just a video game. I don't know. This is relationship reading. So someone needs to insert some more quarters, and you need to be like, hey, game's almost over. Can you please put something in here, put something of value into this relationship, because I'm running out of quarter time or whatever. So message in a bottle. This is going to be very memorable. It's something that a memory is going to be made here. How you might grow from this deep knowing, you'll find out whether this person's willing to flow with you, willing to meet your needs or not. Or you'll find out, you'll know something, and it's a spiritual knowing. But you'll see what hasn't been seen before. So you'll just know more. How you might grow from this is you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot. Okay, let's grab from this group. We're going to grab their character, your character. From this group, we're going to grab bird's eye view, results. And from this group, results here, we're going to grab how you can grow from this. Okay, I'm not taking reversals on these puppies. So this inflexibility, the overview of this situation, we're now combining it with the gardener. So the gardener is tending to your own needs so that you can so adding to this inflexibility, not inflexibility, this rut. And we have a gardener in this rut. So maybe this gardener has been growing the same thing over and over and over again. And the gardener always talks to me about taking care of yourself, is taking care of your community, and is taking care of your relationships, right? So I always use the analogy with the gardener of, we're growing our plot of land here, we're planting things in it. And we've each got just one little plot in this sort of community garden here. So you've got this community that you've created with this other person, and you each have your own plot. So this talks about caring for your plot, is caring for the whole. It keeps, if you keep your plot nice and neat and tidy and cared for and watered, it makes the whole garden look better. And then when you also go to the potluck at the end, you're gonna have, you grew carrots, they grew onions, and then we're bringing them all together. And so this also talks to me about a sense of specialization. So there may have been a dynamic where one person always does this and the other person always does this. One person always, initiates the phone call or the adventure or the date, and the other person always, provides transportation or I don't know, right? So to me, this is talking about each of you having specialized for the overall good. But I think that there's a rut. Like, you've grown carrots now for like 20 years in a row, and the other person's grown nothing but onions and garlic for 20 years. And so our soil gets depleted, right? We do crop rotation and intercropping and all sorts of other things, right? To keep the soil from getting too depleted, because if we grow carrots all the time, then whatever carrots need, they pull that out of the soil. Whatever nutrients they need to grow, they pull that out of the soil, and then our soil gets very depleted. So any good gardener is going to rotate the crops through. We're going to do, don't do tomatoes in the same area every year. So that's what I'm seeing here is the gardeners have specialized a little bit. Maybe too much, and maybe some crop rotation needs to happen within your relationship. So some role reversals, or some whatever rut you've gotten into, people have been bringing the same thing. It's not that they're not bringing anything, it's that they're bringing the same thing. It could be both of you bringing the same thing every year all the time, and there needs to be some crop rotation happening. So switching up the roles, maybe you grow garlic and they grow carrots, or maybe you throw the garlic and the carrots out because everybody's sick of garlic and carrots, so let's bring in some radishes and peas, right? And so we can do different things. So that's what I'm seeing, is maybe some everyone's been taking care of themselves and doing their thing and their role, but maybe these roles have gotten a little tired here. There might also be a need to care for yourself, a need to, just you guys what's going on here in this possible relationship is people are bringing, are set in their roles, I feel like. So if it's a male-female dynamic or something like that, there's just a lot of role expectations perhaps. But it is like wanting to come together as a community. That's still evident here. But there's also a sense of not telling the other people in the garden how to grow what they're growing. You grow what you're growing. You can coordinate, but you can't do other people's growing for them. So that can also lead in this flexibility issue of you having an idea of how garlic grows, but they want to grow their own garlic their own way, and we'll just see how it goes, right? So not having rigid expectations of what other people are going to bring to the table and what their gifts are and how they want to use them, but coordination, but not rigid expectation. So let's see, their position, they're coming in as canary spirits, sing their own song here. They may be just a little self-absorbed and not realizing where you're at in the situation. I want to say there's a high pitch here. But also our canary, right? We have the canary in the coal mine idea. I mean, they're definitely singing their own song, and this gardener is all about, doing your own thing. So they're doing their own thing, and they may be unaware of, they're doing their own thing, and they may be unaware of how they're coming across. They may be unaware that they've hit a note of warning rather than that comes across to you as warning. There is something, I feel like, where they're unaware. They might be unwilling to do something else, to change, right? They're singing their own song. They're doing their thing the way they know how to do it. They've rehearsed this. They know how to do this. This is their comfort zone. They may not want to make any other choices. They may not want to make decisions. That's who they are. They're coming in as very much who they are. They know who they are, and they're completely embodying that. This isn't a bad thing, except, flexibility is required. So it just might be a little inflexible about, this is my thing. I know my thing. I'm doing my thing. This is what I have to offer. And I'm finding it interesting that this canary spirit is so gold. All that glitters is not gold. So you may be seeing this person, this counterpart, as not quite maybe relationship ready, or not quite what they seem. They seem really self-assured, but they may not be. And maybe that's a little bit of where the rut comes in, is that they seem self-assured, but that's only because they have this song and they know what they're singing. They've sung it a million times. They know what to do here. And so that's where there's a sense of self-assurance. And anything outside of, I grow carrots, I've always grown carrots, I do this really well, I grow the best carrots. Anything outside of that may come in as a challenge to them, or they may not be able to even see that there are options other than growing carrots. Where your position, this disillusionment or yeah, not quite feeling the value here, Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. And this is where I'm seeing like saying what you need, speaking up. Because they may not even realize that that this is what they're feeling or this is what's going on. They may not even realize it. But be fearless and bold, be determined. But there's also always such a peace with this Badger spirit of, yeah, be fearless and bold, but you're not being aggressive, but you are saying what you're seeing and what you're feeling, I think. And then we have the results of this action of reaching out, saying what you need, of connecting with this other person, making a deep connection. I think this is about communicating your needs or communicating something, because this person's doing their thing, right? And it's not wrong for them to do their thing. They're just not aware of what you feel. So then we have day and night here. Both of these talk about the past and the future. So this message in a bottle, it's on its way somewhere. And it's something from the past. And here we have the past here. Here we have the future in hand here. But the past is still bothersome. There's still something from the past that needs to be. So this message in a bottle, results of that action, there's something from the past that may have happened that is still on your mind and still needs to be dealt with before you can really have renewal in this relationship. Or even before this could be like potential relationship that is here now. The potential is here, but there's still something that's bothering you from the past that you still need to unpack and deal with. Like you may want to reach out to someone, but you might still be having this might result in you realizing sort of maybe some early programming you have around relationships, right? That can be a message in the bottle that's been just bobbing around in our subconscious for 10, 15 years and we're not aware of it. And then suddenly we like have this conversation and this connection and we're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that message had been with me for so long. So, and then we have this day and night here. So something from the past continuing to bother you, even though you have like a new beginning or a new start here, or there's something really beautiful in your hand. This also relates to all that glitters is not gold, right? You have this beautiful gold thing in your hand, but there's some disillusionment about it. And that might be something from the past. Either if this is a longer term relationship, something that you've experienced together, some sort of past action or activity that's really coloring your ability to move forward, or something that you learned in childhood or some sort of other experience that is preventing you from really moving forward. So in this message in a bottle, we still have the bottle corked here, but you have it in hand. You have this like whatever you need to know is coming in here, but you're still being bothered by something from the past. I almost feel like this day and night needs to be over here with all that glitters is not gold, because you have this new beginning right here, but there's some disillusionment still there. So you may realize sort of something from your past that's still bothering you, either the past of the relationship or your past. How you might grow from this, you're going to know something. And then we have unicorn, purity, playfulness. Again, this is really echoing the reading over on Vimeo. So if this resonates with you, there might be more messages for you over there. But as far as this purity, it's reminding me of the 6 of Cups that we pulled over there. This beautiful, magical, innocent, very innocent understanding. I think you'll understand some sort of magical thing or some sort of this deep knowing of pure intentions, of unicorn. Sometimes this is just something, sometimes these cards are like, I want to say literal, but not literal, like, but there might be a unicorn that could be a symbol for something for you, or be a, you might see a unicorn. But how you can grow in purity and uniqueness. You're going to be growing, you're going to know something, and you're going to have like a sense of, I don't know, childlike joy or imagination. Your imagination is going to open up from this. So I hope that that was helpful. A little bit of a flip. We'll see if I enjoy doing this. I might flip them back later as I go. And there's my weed whacking neighbor. So hope this was helpful. I'll talk to you guys later.